All right, welcome everybody to InterNACHI TV. This is a free online live interactive webinar. We have one or two of these webinars on InterNACHI TV every month. My name is Ben Gromyko. I'm from InterNACHI, and today it's an easy job for me. I'm not presenting, I'm just hosting. And we have Carson Dunlop with us today, and John from Carson Dunlop is going to talk about the art of report writing. And I just did a recent class on that, and it was very popular because, well, heck, that's the one thing that home inspectors do. That's what all of us do. We report on our observations, and we need to do that very well, because I think the report is one of our best marketing pieces, actually, of our business. So it's got to look good, and it's got to function well too. So the cool thing about Horizon software by Carson Dunlop is that it can be mobile, and I'm a fan of that. I've been doing mobile report writing for many years, and I highly recommend that you write the inspection report as you inspect, and that means going mobile. And Carson Dunlop, I went to their website. It's carsondunlop.com, carsondunlop.com. And there's home inspections, there's training, and then there's the software. And they've been around for a long time. And the features of the software are really cool, because it's not just report writing software. From what I understand, there's everything that you need for your business that comes with the software. And it's scheduling, which is really good, because I remember when I had a big whiteboard on my office wall, and we just wrote on a big calendar. Now, online scheduling or scheduling features or automated features for your scheduling is really handy. And being mobile is really important, so you can write your report while you inspect. And there's automated marketing and training and support and archiving and sales and receivables, so you can get paid. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that with John from Carson Dunlop. And John, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me okay, Ben?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to give John the reins. And remember, feel free to type in your questions. It should be like at the bottom right corner somewhere on your screen. John, I can see your slide. It looks great.
Excellent.
And so feel free to ask questions. And John, what are we going to talk about today? And thank you so much, John, for coming on InterNACHI TV and talking to our inspectors. I really appreciate it when a vendor, one of the largest vendors, well-known vendors, Carson Dunlop and Horizon Software, comes to my little show, my little InterNACHI TV webinar. It's an honor. So thanks for coming. And what do you want to talk about today?
Well, thanks for having me, Ben. And it's great to be part of the InterNACHI community. And I'd like to show everybody a little bit more about our Horizon inspection software. That's our goal. And just provide some insight into what we're doing and some of the cool features that, help save time and help people look a little bit more professional. So I think I'll just go ahead and get started. As you mentioned, if there's questions, we'll be able to address them at the end. So feel free to type them in, and Ben can bring them up when we get to the end of the presentation. Sound good? Okay.
Sounds good. Ready to go.
Excellent. So let me just get here. So I wanted to talk about some of the biggest problems that I hear from home inspectors. And I've talked to hundreds of home inspectors over the years, and all over the country. And this is going to sound familiar. I want to look great. I want to look better than my competition, or I want to be able to stand out. I heard the other day, I just want that wow factor. And as inspectors, you do a great job on site. There's a lot of detail, and you're presenting with your clients, but you should look good long after the inspection as well. And I want to talk, and we'll get into some of the report content and how to look good and a little bit more professional. Also, it takes too long to write reports. I think everybody can relate to that. Who doesn't want to spend less time writing reports? There's a ton of things that go into report writing. There's a ton of things that go into inspecting. And if you can save a few steps, absolutely, it's going to help. So we have a lot of options. And we're going to talk about how Horizon helps you create professional reports that your clients are going to love and give them added value and help educate them and remember you long after the inspection. So keep in mind, your inspection report is going to aid them in their buying decision, but long after the inspection, it's going to be more like a brochure and a marketing tool for you. Because you can be sure that your clients are going to pass that inspection report around to other family members or contractors. Other people are going to see that report, and that's going to leave an impression. And the better impression that we can leave them on their first try, the better it is for you. We'll also take a look at the software tools just designed to save clicks, maybe streamline some of your steps and automate your business. I've seen some of Ben's videos on report writing, and there's a lot of things that are echoed there that I'm going to mention here as well. Because at every inspection, you have hundreds of choices between what the house is telling you or what's distracting you. And when it comes to software and running reports, you have a lot of choices there as well. And we're going to help you remove some of those distractions and get the most out of your software. So Ben alluded to this earlier, but a little bit about Carson Dunlop. We've been in the business over 40 years. We started as a home inspection business, and we continue. We've grown to 17 inspectors in our area, and we still do inspections to this day. But we've also diversified into commercial inspection. We have a commercial company that strictly does commercial building inspections. We also have education and training, and have trained thousands of inspectors across the country. And then, of course, our inspection software and our systems. We've been doing report writing for a long time, and that's evolved into our Horizon program that we're going to show you today. So one of the things that we were able to do, and it gave it, we're in a good position as home inspectors to analyze what clients need, what inspectors need, and what software, what's critical to your business, because these are the same things that are critical to us. So fast and easy data input. There's built in Horizon, there's over 6,000 comments to identify deficiencies or put in styles and materials. That's your starting point. Then you can customize that library, add your own comments. It's very quick and easy, or hide the stuff that you don't need. There's more flexibility being added all the time to the library and that database. And because it is an all-in-one tool, we have added documentation for things like cover letters, emails, contracts, things that are built in, and mobile apps. This day and age, you have to have a mobile app to be any good at anything. And it just gives you that convenience to work on site anywhere. The report itself is hugely important. We have great opportunity to ask and survey our clients what they liked, what they didn't like about inspection reports. And we put that into the Horizon design and the model. It's designed to make you look good. And we took advantage of over 5,000 reference articles and illustrations from our knowledge base and embedded it into the software. So we'll get to see how that works as well. Horizon is an all-in-one program. One of the problems we wanted to solve was streamline what our business was doing. Instead of having 3 or 4 different programs, we wanted to have one place so it was easy for our employees to do research and reports or access information. Keeping information under one umbrella saved us from having different systems or going out to different programs to schedule, communicate, or run accounting on any of our clients. So keeping everything in one place is hugely important. It frees up your time to work on other things. And of course, our delivery system. Horizon is 100% cloud-based. It lives and breathes on the cloud, so you have access anywhere on any device, anytime. Our mobile apps give you that connectivity so you can work offline. So if you don't have an internet connection, you've got that ability to write your reports and collect your data. And of course, Horizon is a database. It's going to archive all that information from your client information, communications, reports, and your inspection photos. Not just the photos that you put in the report, but all the ones that you take. So I mentioned we surveyed our clients for their feedback. And here's a sample report, just the electrical page on one of our reports. And you'll notice at the top, there's some tabs. And this takes up very little room. It's about 5% of the space of a full report. So it helps keep clients centered. It also helps them go to any section of the report. Now keep in mind, your clients are going to be reading this report, most likely, online. They're going to be on their tablet, on their phone, or on their computer. And nothing worse than having to use that scroll wheel, trying to get up and down to different areas, or go through 30 pages to get to the area that I want. So having a tab at the top helps keep clients centered, and it makes it easy for them to jump to anywhere in the report, front to back, or anywhere. At a glance, they should be able to get a lot of information. And you'll see that Horizon does this hybrid narrative bullet point format. So it's easy for clients to get the, in this case under descriptions, what the issue or what the item is and your description of what you found. So now you have your inventory of descriptions or limitations right at a glance. It also makes it easy to understand. We know that clients are in a buying decision and they want to get to the information quickly. They can discern what's important or what they can come back to later, but most likely they're going to focus in on any of the observations or deficiencies that you found.
So John,
go ahead.
So what we're looking at here, this is the report that my client would see with the tabs on the top, the really nice tabs.
That's correct.
Okay.
So this is exactly what they would see. And so the tabs are color coded.
Yeah.
And,
looks nice.
So it makes it easy, and it's very little screen real estate, because I have seen a lot of different documents where you have bookmarks or 25–30% of the report is just a border of bookmarks trying to get you to other areas. This just makes it convenient. It's client-centric, it's client-focused to make it easier for them. So we find that's a huge benefit for them and keeps people coming back, of course. Here's another example, of that hybrid narrative, and 3 things that Horizon's doing for you automatically. So in this case, the inspector identified notches or holes in the floor joists. So in Horizon, it's easy to select the defect, and your job as inspector, let the client know what the problem is, where it is, and what to do about it. In Horizon, in the background, some of the automation we built in is linking to the reference information. So now the client has a link to an educational article, so they can learn a little bit more about those problems if we want to. We're not forcing them to read a lot of narrative, but if they want to learn, now you're providing them with tools and acting as an educator, not just a home inspector. You're identifying the problem, but you're also providing solutions. And who doesn't want to be a solution provider? Implications, the second thing, Horizon adds implications automatically. And this is pretty cool because it tells clients why this issue is important. Sometimes you might think this is, in some cases, this is more powerful for clients because they'll look at the implication of a weakened structure and it might cause them to react or do something rather than just reading notches or holes. So we find that's a powerful tool built into Horizon. It also helps you meet the standards of practice and letting clients know why things are important. And thirdly, we have the illustration library. So over 1,700 images or illustrations are built in, and about 1/3 of those are automatically added to your reports to complement your findings. So when you select that issue, the implication, the article, and the illustration are coming in automatically. So that just increases client satisfaction. It helps with their understanding. And the more they understand, the less callbacks or concerns or questions they'll have for you later on down the road. A little bit about the report. Horizon does create a PDF report. And this is something that, I did a little research and I found out that PDF documents were developed by the US government as their electronic format. This was to guarantee that PDF files will remain as a long-term standard format. So that means a report that you created 20 years ago is going to stay and look the same as it does 20 years from now or beyond. So that guarantees that uniform format. It looks the same no matter what device you open it on. It looks the same whether you print it. So that uniformity is pretty powerful. It also makes it available offline, and it's also hard to edit. It's a digital document, so if people are making changes, it leaves a digital fingerprint. So now you've got a legal document that you can use and track if there's any problems or anybody playing around with the information. Included with every report, you'll see on the bottom part of the image here, we have a reference library tab. And this is a copy of, or a digital copy of the home reference book. This is one of the inspector resources that Carson Dunlop has. It's the home encyclopedia, over 460 pages of content. That's in layman terms, so it's provided as a gift to your clients so that you have that added value. You can help educate your readers. It's also a tool that home inspectors use to keep in their library as a reference tool as well. In the upper corner of this report, you'll see a version number. And versioning is important for us because we know that inspectors have to go back from time to time and make revisions. You might do a follow-up a week later after somebody's cleared out the garage of all the storage, so you can re-inspect and make changes to your report and publish it and create another version number that can be referenced accordingly. So that goes and lends itself to being useful as legal documentation. And of course, we track everything. Horizon will tell you how many times it was opened, who opened it, and give you all that intel if you need to confirm whether clients have accessed the report. So when it comes time to writing reports, our goal is to save you clicks and save you time. And we have a few features built into Horizon that are designed for home inspectors just on productivity. And this is important because we know that writing great reports takes a little bit of time, and we've tried to add those other elements to make you, to give you that professional edge. And here's a few tools that you can use to save a little bit of time. So we're going to talk about some of the report building blocks to build up your comments quickly. And it goes back to that hybrid narrative I spoke about, to make it easy for clients to understand and scan reports quickly. Also, finding information. If we can eliminate clicks so you don't have to go back and forth looking for things, then that's going to save you time. And we'll see how the search tool makes that easy for you, and especially on the mobile app. And then my favorite is our SpeedWrite tool. This is a Horizon innovation. And again, it lends itself to streamlined data collection. It's going to automate some of your steps and eliminate a lot of clicks for you. So let's take a closer look at that. This sample here this is a screenshot from Horizon through a browser. And one of the reporting pages, I think we're on a recommendations page. So the inspector is looking at a list of defects in the roofing section, in this case, asphalt shingles. And in Horizon, there's a list of that content. So if you're on the web, it's just a simple click or a tap if you're on a mobile device to select the item. But in this case, here's where the hybrid narrative and that building block comes in. When you select old and worn out shingles, Horizon gives you a prompt to put in, let the client know what the location, task, and time is. You could also put in costs if you want, but I know a lot of people don't necessarily do that, so I'm not going to stress that too much here. But once you've identified the problem, we put in where the problem is, in this case throughout, and the task is to replace the roof. Clean and simple. What's the problem? Where is it? What should I do about it? Of course, in the back end, Horizon is complementing your findings with the articles and illustrations. And these drop-down lists of direction and tasks, you can customize those and change those to suit your needs. But we pre-populate it so that it makes it easy for you to pick from that list. One of the other cool little features in Horizon is the report appendix. So if you have added documents, files or reports related to the house that you want to include, you can add and upload those to your report, and that keeps all your documents all in one place. So our mobile app is designed for data collection. It's designed for your inspection data. And there's going to be thousands of items and items in here, not only our standard library, but your library of comments as well. One of the cool things, whether you're a sole proprietor or if you're a multi-inspector firm, that device is always up to date. So if you make changes or add new things to your library, all the inspectors on your team are working from the same content, and that keeps everything uniform. When you identify items and you take pictures, all the pictures get dropped in specifically with that item, so you don't have to attach them later. And we have some other tools that, again, just designed to eliminate navigation. You can see from this list on the phone, I've got the 9 home systems and a few other sections there, but each one of these systems contains, hundreds of items, and that's a lot of content to go through. So you'll see the search icon down at the bottom, or the little magnifying glass, which takes us to the power search, and we'll talk about that in a second. Because my goal here is identify the problem, take a picture, and move on to the next item. I can fill in the other details later, but if you're concerned about being on site and focusing in and giving your clients and agents the time and the respect that they need, the search tool is going to eliminate you having to go navigate and get bogged down in the software. So when I click on that magnifying glass icon, you can see on the iPhone image here, I've got a search screen. And I've got a couple photos on the left-hand side of some defects, but this is how powerful the search is. During your inspection, you don't have to leave the screen. I don't have to jump from roofing to exterior to structural sections. I can stay here and just type in a defect. In this case, rusty or rusted heat exchanger, and it comes up with your matches. And in Horizon, a tap and hold on any one of those items will select the item and pop up your camera so you can take a photo. So now you've documented the problem, you've got a photo, and then we can click the X in that search screen and do a new search. So as you're walking around the home, or if you're in the basement, we can clear that search and dictate. I like using the dictation and using my phone as a dictating tool to collect my findings, because at this point I'll just dictate notched beams. And tap and hold, take the photo, move on to the next item. That's quick and easy. I've collected the finding. If you want to spend more time and put in more details, you can, of course, but if you can collect your findings and get the key information and edit it later, it's going to save you a lot of time on site and allow you that time to focus with your clients and your agents and explain things properly the way they like it. That third building block that I mentioned was our SpeedWrite tool. This is one of my favorite features, and this is a completion check. So in Horizon, we've preloaded, we've identified required items based on your standards of practice. So InterNACHI standards of practice are built into Horizon. That's your starting point. We know that you want to add more required items based on your professional standards, and absolutely, you can add or make more items required. But the way SpeedWrite works, it takes you to the top of the list. So now that you've done the inspection and you've entered in all your deficiencies, at the end, if you're sitting in your truck or if you have a little quiet time in the kitchen or something, you can pull up SpeedWrite and it goes to the top of your list of required items, all the descriptions and limitations, and it auto advances. So again, we're working on one screen. When you tap on the menu button, you can see the SpeedWrite option from the menu. When we tap on that, it opens up. And in this case, we're describing the lot slope of the exterior. We select an item and it auto advances to the next item in the list. There's a little counter at the bottom telling you how many items are remaining. In this case, I got 58 items, and probably in about 5 or 10 minutes, I can go through and tap and select all the styles of materials or any of the limitations through all those 58 items. And I've just saved myself probably, instead of doing this in 25 or 30 minutes, I've just done it in about 10 minutes. So again, you're staying on one screen, you're not going back and forth and navigating or scrolling up and down pages. So a few time-saving features there just on the report writing. When it comes to the business tools, this is an all-in-one tool. So we take a lot of pride at our business here at Carson Dunlop. I mentioned we have over 17 inspectors. We have several people answering the phones, and having a scheduling tool that anybody can use anywhere makes it fast and convenient. So on the larger image here, you'll see the online scheduler, one click to book an inspection. Minimally, you need a client name and an inspection address. And better yet, at a glance, I can see where my inspectors are, how long it takes them to drive to the next inspection. I can see the status, the contract, or whether the work order's been paid. This screen makes it easy to move and drag and drop inspections around. And of course, this integrates with your website. So now if you're on an inspection, you're not able to make it to the phone, you can put a link or a button that says book online right from your website, and Horizon lets your clients pick a date and time, and it automatically goes to your schedule. The workflow in the back end will send you an email reminder letting you know somebody's booked online. And of course, the clients can automatically accept the contract or even make payment if you have that turned on and integrated. So a lot of great tools and features built in here. In this image on the scheduler, I've got multiple inspectors. So if I need to move inspections around, it's also integrated with Google Maps. So I can see a big view of where all my inspectors are that day, and I can optimize their driving distances or see who's closest if I need to change and move an inspection around. So when it comes to growing your business, there's some other features built in the work order. We've got this streamlined to stay all in one page. On the left-hand side of this screen, you'll see there's kind of a navigation bar to different areas of the work order. So it's easy to click through, put in your invoice or create an invoice. You can customize the inspection type and fees. We've included a contract. There's even an agent database, so you can track your agents and get some business statistics on those folks as well. Once you've booked an inspection, right at the bottom, we can send a confirmation email. That just keeps everybody on track. So you're sending them the location, time, duration of the inspection, and a link to the contract. Down at the bottom, there's also a little new feature that we've added recently called a Horizon Marketer Timeline. This is a list of preloaded marketing emails, reminders, and follow-up emails that you can turn on or you can edit and use your own. So these are time-triggered emails to send out to clients. So instead of having to go back to the work order to send follow-up and thank you emails or, did you know reminders, we can have that automated and save you the time of going in back and forth to these work orders. There's a library already built in. Feel free to use ours or create your own emails. You can have as many emails as you want set up and time triggered to go out when you sleep. The last point on this talks about our key performance indicators. All the information you're collecting in Horizon is in a database. So we'll give you charts and graphs, some presentation to see what your business is doing from month to month. That gives you your finger on the pulse of your business so you know and you can see opportunities in your business. Because if you can't have vision or insight into what your business is doing, how do you know where and how to improve? So those KPI reports are built in and part of the program. We talked a lot about the professional reports and some of the added content that Horizon provides and builds in to give you that competitive edge. We get a lot of feedback from our clients and agents about those reports, and it keeps people coming back. But also included in Horizon, when you get started, we have live training, we have support by phone or email. These are automatic and included, of course, but we want to help you get up and running so you can hit the ground running. Our mobile apps are included. These are free downloads on the App Store, the Play Store. There's also a mobile app built in for your Windows. So if you prefer to work on your laptop, and I know probably about 50% of the guys prefer working on a laptop, you've got an offline version for there as well. We're continually running updates in the back end. So every month we have new innovations, updates. This is software. So we've got infrastructure to keep up to date, and we're always improving. and you get those included. We don't charge for any extra for those updates. We don't charge for hosting and archiving or sync services either. All of that is included. So you have all of your data, your client information stored. One of the bonuses, or a couple of the bonuses for Horizon inspectors, everybody automatically gets a copy of our Insight app. This is the inspector reference tool. And I don't talk a lot about this, but this is really helpful for new guys, people that are just new to the business. And if you're unsure of certain defects, there's a library of over 13,000 defects. So you can see examples of what the inspector found right across the country. And you can click on those photos and see how he reported it to the clients. So it gives you a little bit of confidence in your pocket, right on your phone. Of course, we're integrated with a lot of other programs that help with marketing and surveys and payment processing, even website design. You get special advantages as Horizon clients and customers, and those are all included as well. So that was a lot to cover in about 30 minutes. And I want to be able to explain, we do live webinars that go into more detail and show you how to use the system. And I mentioned our free training earlier, but really the choice is yours. So if you want that opportunity, feel free to reach out. Our goal is to help you build your business and save a little bit of time. We've got a special link for the InterNACHI members. So carsondunlop.com/NACHI if you want to learn more, or if you have any other questions, you've got our contact information if you want a free trial, if you just want to have a talk or discussion. I think I'm going to hand it back to you, Ben, if that's okay. Thanks.
Do you have any time for a couple of questions and comments?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Dean asks a question. I think we know the answer. Are there any do it all apps that assist with report writing? And it sounds like Horizon inspection software has just about everything a home inspector needs, everything all in one package. Would you agree?
Yeah, I really do agree. I mean, there's such a robust library of content built in, and the complementary information that helps support inspectors. I mean, in the end, as an inspector, you've got to be the one identifying these issues, and there's innovations coming all the time. So, there's other tools that are, artificial intelligence that we're looking at to give us more intel and help inspectors make better decisions. Cool. So those are kind of some of the things in the future, but everything's included in Horizon. Find the issue, keep it simple is my best advice. Find the issue, let the client know what it is, what to do about it, and move on.
Can you add illustrations that you own or InterNACHI provides to InterNACHI members? Can you add? I know there's a section where a lot of comments have illustrations already in them, but can you add more of your own?
Yeah, we talked about the illustrated home library built in, and that's built into our knowledge base. So if you're creating your own comments, you can use those illustrations. But if you have other illustrations, you can add those as well and save them. It's just a little different method, but absolutely.
Cool. I like that, the software is time tested and inspector tested. You've got, I think you mentioned 17 inspectors using the software every day. And if they find a problem with the software, you guys fix it for sure.
We're going to hear about it really quick. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a nice beta testing database. So we've got guys on the, we got feet on the ground that are using it all the time. And not only that, our users are great. They bring up things that we don't think of necessarily because they have different styles. And, that's one thing that talking to inspectors across the country, there's a lot of different styles and techniques. And I learn a ton from just talking to inspectors. And we try to incorporate the best of that right into the program.
Let's see. We have a question from Zaid Assad. I think we have the answer here just on your slide. Is there a trial? Is there a free trial? And there is with the Horizon software, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Go to the link, carsondunlop.com/NACHI. You'll be able to click and start a free trial right from there. And it'll provide you with a little bit more information as well.
And Dean asks, what does it look like when a client chooses to print the report? You were mentioning the advantage of the home inspection software converting into a PDF. So it's like a standard conventional document. But maybe you can comment, what does it look like?
Yeah, in my opinion, it looks better than digital version. When you print that document in the PDF, it's just cleaner and crisper, and it's standardized. It doesn't have a lot of the tags that other screens or other programs or document styles will drop in there automatically. So, and you've got clean page breaks between systems. So it coordinates your information. I want to have a clean break when I go from the electrical system to the heating system. So there's no confusion with the clients. But of course, we've got a lot of other flexibility built in. So there's a new feature we launched recently called Report Designer that lets you completely edit our report and come up and change anything and everything about it and customize it to your heart's content.
Scott asks, can a client pay for the inspection through your invoicing system, similar to using Square?
Yes, so we integrate there's a few payment processors that we deal with, and once that's turned on, they can pay right through, you can pay right from the contract. Once they accept the contract, there's an option to pay or collect their information from the work order screen. They just click a button and the credit card processor comes up, and we have a feature called Payment First. So you can turn that on, and when you send the report link, the clients, if it's not paid, the clients have to are prompted to put in their information, their credit card information before the report's released. Yeah. So they can do that automatically right through the system.
Do you have time for some more questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jim asks, can we import our current software clicks? So if Jim wants to jump ship, Jim has probably his narratives. Is it an easy way, or do you think Jim's going to have to do it manually one at a time and add his comments into the Horizon software?
No, that's a good question, and I get that quite often. And it really depends on what software you're using, because when it comes into your own narrative, there's mapping included or involved. So we have to know what we're dealing with. Otherwise, there's a master library where you can do manual entry, of course. But that's probably a question we'd have to get some clarification
on. Wendell asks, this is a wonderful resource. How do I create my reports with the same quality and ease for the customer? Well, Wendell, I think we just John just explained that Horizon is the app to use to create good quality inspection reports. I really like the fast search feature because I'm all about managing my time. And so if I need to find something in the middle of an inspection, John, you mentioned that fast search. That was really cool. That's a really cool feature.
It's interesting because I'm smiling because I was watching one of your reporting videos, and you've got a great library of report writing tips and short videos that are easy for people to digest. And you were explaining one of those, processes of focusing in and getting the information in quickly. I'm thinking, there's a few things here that lend themselves nicely to that, getting the information in quickly, finding the exact item. Yeah. It takes a long time for people to memorize a database of where all the comments are. So, right. And that's a long learning curve. So it makes it a lot easier if I can jump right in, do a search, and pull up the defects in a few clicks.
Larry asks, does your report format have a create repair list feature for the client or agent to build a response to the seller? So he's asking probably like, for me, that would be the summary. Like if I print out the summary of all the bad things that should be fixed by the seller or their agent.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. You know, there's a few different versions. So Horizon lets you create a summary or repair a summary report. So you can have a version that's just a summary. There's another version called recommendations only. It's just a list of defects. And then
Yeah.
thirdly, there's an option for the action list. And I think might be what he's looking for. And the action list is something you can send to your realtors and let them pick and choose from your list of defects. They can choose to include photos and images if they want, all your notes, and the agents or your client can build a repair list, an action list of items to address. And it separates you from the agent. So now you've got your agents creating their own document and you have no liability. And that's important because if people are playing around with your report, you know, you want to give them a separate platform for that. It's a very
Yep.
cool feature we didn't talk about here, but we do address it in some of our other webinars.
Thomas asks, how does this integrate with drone video or photos? Oh, I have a drone and it's all manual for me. I haven't figured out how to automatically integrate that.
You know, we've been bouncing that around, and one of the thing with drones or any camera, we're also investigating with thermal. There's a lot of programs available for your phone, your mobile device, that will automatically sync photos into your phone gallery
Yeah.
through Bluetooth.
Yep.
And if you can do that and get those photos into your gallery, then right through the app, rather than take a photo, you can pull up the gallery and pull a photo from there and
Right.
attach it to any of your comments.
Let's see. Jason asked the big question. How much does your program cost after the free trial?
Good question. After the free trial, our pricing is $7.95 annually or $69 a month.
So that's $7.95 annually or $69 a month.
Yep.
Oh, I like the monthly. Let's see. Brian, does your mobile app have the capacity to save defect verbiage from the previous reports? Does your mobile app have the capacity to save defect verbiage from previous reports?
You know, that's a good question. Our web version does. So if you're working through the browser, it has more functionality and will remember those previous comments. The mobile version doesn't have that feature yet. So we're looking at the capacity and the strength of mobile devices to be able to do that, but we're not quite there yet.
Dean asks about the cloud. So the report is in the cloud. How long does my client have to access that report? Is it actually in the cloud or do they have to download it? And so how
The
does that
link,
work?
yeah, the link is in the cloud, so we automatically post a private page and link to the report. And in actuality, that link is there indefinitely, but we tell our clients they have, you know, a month or a year to access it and encourage them to download the report so they have the PDF on their computer or on their device.
A few more questions and then we'll wrap up, okay? Can we insert video? Jim asks, can we insert video into the report?
We can insert video links. What we do is upload links to the best video platform that I know of. We do it to YouTube and we link right within the report. Just because the quality in the PDF of video is not quite, you know, where we'd like it to be. You know, it doesn't necessarily meet our standard quite yet. We're getting there. You know, so we've embedded links.
Scott looks like he found a web page and it says $395 for the first year. Is that different from what was just mentioned? Is that an intro offer? Is this a different program? Maybe Scott needs to email you the link to that web page.
You know, that's a special promo that we have running on right now. So it's a temporary promo for first-time buyers. So if
Nice.
you were ready to get started, you're going to get that promo. It's a 50% off deal. So 50% off your first year. So $395 gives you all you can eat.
Well, thanks for staying and answering our questions, John. I really appreciate you taking your time. I know you're a busy fella over there, handling all those inspectors using the report software, but it's really healthy for our members to have options. There are a few software companies out there, and I really like Horizon. And I want to thank you again for giving us your time and showing what you have to offer our inspectors.
Wonderful. It was my pleasure, Ben. I appreciate being here and being able to talk with you folks, and really look forward to seeing everybody at the inspection fair next week.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a
I'm
great
looking
time.
forward to that. I've never
We'll
been
be
to
posting.
Colorado, so we'll
Yeah,
have fun.
wonderful. Okay, I'll see you later. And everybody, thanks for coming to InterNACHI TV and enjoying one of our webinars. And I'll see you next time in class. Bye, everybody. Thanks, John.
Thank you.